saddened that somebody's records got out that had our name on it.
Fallout today from the discovery of medical records in a city recycling bin. Good evening, I'm Jackie Parks.
And I'm Todd Carley. As we first reported yesterday, hundreds of medical files were discarded in a city recycling bin. Well, today, the unanswered questions remain. How did this happen? And just who is responsible? 23 ABC's Chris Ornelas is live tonight at Bakersfield College with what we have learned today. Chris?
Well, 23 ABC contacted the city yesterday to let them know that those medical files were in one of the bins here. Now, those records with the sensitive information in them have now been taken by the city. The city says they took the dumpster that had the medical records in it late yesterday.
Those records are being destroyed today. We kept them overnight behind lock gate because we didn't have access to destroying them yesterday late in the afternoon.
Now the question is, how did the files end up there? 23 ABC was contacted on the phone by Dr. Dan Erickson at Accelerated Urgent Care, who says they had possession of the files just before they were dumped. Erickson says the files were left at their facility by Concentra, but that they never wanted them and were trying to figure out what to do with them. The chief medical officer for Concentra says that's not true.
They accepted them. We have signed documents to say they're accepting the medical records.
Erickson says a contractor working for WWCI General Contractors removed the files and dumped them in the recycling bin. Accelerated says WWCI was doing a remodel job on their facility. They say the contractor was given access to the locked room where the files were stored so he could paint. Accelerated also says the contractor still had 10 boxes of files with him. Accelerated says they have now taken those boxes back from the contractor. When asked why the contractor wasn't supervised while he was having access to the files, Erickson said that is, quote, an impossible request. Concentra says they are upset their name has been tarnished over something they had no control over.
When this came out, we went back and we confirmed that we had transferred the ownership of all of the medical records to the new owner, and did that in a secured, protected fashion. And so we, as Concentra, have really not been in possession of those records for more than a year now.
A 23 ABC contacted WWCI to confirm that it was one of their workers who removed the files. They say they are talking to their attorneys and are not at liberty to discuss it. Now, a lot of people contacted 23 ABC to say that they were concerned about their personal information and to say that they had been patients at that Concentra Urgent Care. 23 ABC's Tim Callahan is in the Live Center with what people can do to keep from becoming a victim of identity theft.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. A lot of people have been talking about this. A lot of patients have contacted us saying that they have been received that fears that their information has been out there for anyone to discover. We spoke to the Better Business Bureau today, and they have some tips on how you can protect yourself from that happening to you.
Well, this is very serious. Anybody can now become you.
The medical records that were discovered by 23 ABC have sparked many concerns that patient information may have been compromised. The Better Business Bureau has some important first steps you can take if you think that's happened.
What these patients should be doing is contacting perhaps the Social Security office to flag their Social Security number. Let the Social Security company know, or Social Security agency know, that their Social Security number might have been compromised.
Also, contact all 3 credit reporting bureaus and alert your banks to be on the lookout for any suspicious activity. You can also place a fraud alert with the Federal Trade Commission and order all your credit reports, as well as create an identity theft report.
If your information was compromised, the individual who has gotten their hands on your personal information is now able to sell that information to another individual over and over and over again.
23 ABC spoke to patients who were upset that their information was out there for anyone to find.
Very angry, very upset, very upset. And actually really upset for the fact that my medical records, my family's history is in here.
This is beyond shocking. Amazement.
Another big concern from the BBB, kids' information may have been on those discovered documents as well.
They haven't even established credit. Can you imagine if their information was compromised? They're going to go into a world already having issues because they've been victims of identity theft.
And there was a lot of information in that piece. We put several links on our website, turnto23.com, where you can start the process to take back your identity if you think it's been stolen. Jackie?